All right, so this video is just a rant. I had a pretty shitty experience with the SPT community. Nothing crazy terrible, but a couple people were dicks. And also there was a mod author, it's a pretty big mod author. I'll just say his name, Fontaine. He got me banned on the website, and I didn't violate any rules that I know of. And I read through the rules, and I know exactly what I commented. I didn't do anything that was against that violated any rules that I know of, right? Which I looked through the community standards and I didn't see anything that was violated in any way. So I was confused. I got on the website and I saw that it was banned. I was like, what? I thought that was weird. And I'm like, well, what do I do about this? And I look up to see if this happened to anybody else. There are no posts or anything in like any kind of Reddit threads. So I go to the Discord server, their Discord server, and I ask in general chat for some help. I immediately get replied to by this guy who just kept telling me how he didn't want to help me. And I mean, I get it. You don't want to help me. That's cool. But maybe just stop replying to me then. Because I mean, it's a general chat. I'm allowed to comment here and say what I want to say here, as long as it's nothing that violates the rules. And I don't think I was violating any rules. So, and it doesn't say anything on. Hold on, I can show you. So this is a screenshot I had of what I sent in the Discord. You can see the little delete thing there and what I said. I don't want to show too much because you could just use the Discord search thing to find where this was. And I'm not trying to out anybody. I am trying to out them, but not directly, if that makes sense. So anyway, so this is all I'd seen. I just saw access forbidden. Sorry about the pixels. You can count the pixels on screen. It's that bad. But it says access forbidden. Your account has been banned. That's it. I have no information. No idea how long it is. No reason. Nothing. So I go on the Discord server and I ask about it. They, like I said, the one guy told me he didn't want to help me, and he said, I'll give you an example of one thing he replied to. He said, "I appreciate you think you did nothing wrong, right?" That's condescending as hell and just plain rude. So I don't know why you're talking to me. Leave me alone. Then somebody else chimes in, and because I listed what I had, all three comments I'd ever placed, and this guy chimes in. He tells me how the reason I got banned was because I asked about an update. Well, actually, he said that I harassed a mod author for an update, when all I mentioned was I can generalize what I said because I cannot find the evidence anywhere of exactly what I said. But basically, I said that I hadn't played SPT in a while, and I was wondering if you were still updating this mod. If not, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Something around those lines, because I usually am pretty courteous about shit because I don't want to be a dick about things, right? Now, I guess Fontaine just saw the word update and he saw red and he reported me and I ended up getting banned for some reason. Which, I mean, I don't know why he reported me, one, and I don't know why the moderation team banned me. I have no idea. But that's some bullshit. So, while I'm in the general chat, back to that whole situation, these two guys, the guy who told me he didn't want to help me, and this guy telling me that I harassed a mod author, were both being rude about it, and they're basically bullying me because I didn't understand why I got banned. And mind you, I stepped away during all of this, and they're both just like razzing me. Well, I don't. It's not even the right word. It doesn't matter. They're just they say a couple things while I'm gone, and I come back, and I did misunderstand something, but they just kept telling me that I shouldn't ignore this yellow box that pops up when you type the word update while typing in a comment before you post it. It warns you about harassing or pestering mod authors. Now, here's the thing: the definition of harassment is aggressive pressure or intimidation, and a similar word is pestering. So it still falls along the same lines. Let's look at pestering, shall we? Trouble or annoy someone with frequent persistent requests or interruptions. So I only asked once, and even if I mentioned something like something about an update again on a different mod, that still does not violate anything. Even if I did, because it's on a different mod and I'm not being a dick about it, right? Because I'm not troubling or annoying anybody. These are my only like three total comments, and one was to help, or excuse me, one was help to find another mod, which that's still available to be seen, and the other two were removed because I got banned. I don't know why they got removed. I think I don't know. I have no idea. But I didn't harass anybody. Sorry, I keep making that noise, by the way. I didn't harass anybody. Okay, I wasn't harassing anyone. I didn't violate any community guidelines. So that's some bullshit. Don't know why I got banned. And those two were a couple of dicks. I ended up just leaving the server because, I mean, fuck that. right? I don't you guys bugged me pretty bad there, and I mean you guys were just rude about it. I see no reason to stay in the server because I don't know who else is just going to be like this the whole time, right? So, um, now that was the situation that happened when I was talking in general chat. Um, Now I want to talk about my opinion on their current ban system and how it should be changed, and a few other things as well with their whole moderation, I guess. I'm not sure what you can call that. So basically, my opinion about their whole ban system is that it is a nuisance and it just generates toxicity. So here's the thing. When I got banned, I felt irritated, especially after that encounter in the Discord. I felt irritated and I just wanted to make it to like a couple alt accounts and just start irritating Fontaine because I know he's the reason why I got banned. But I'm not actually like that, so I don't want to do something like that. So I decided not to do something like that. And instead, I wanted to, prove that I was wrongfully banned. Unfortunately, that information is not accessible anymore. So instead, I just found out that you can delete the site data and sign into a new account, and then there you go. So the ban is utterly pointless and just causes an inconvenience, and it's strictly for the mod author just to feel good about themselves. That's it. You shouldn't be favoriting that. That's not a good idea because you are also generating toxicity with toxic mod authors because they can just do stuff like that. Especially if they're going through a hard time personally and they start taking it out on people that don't deserve it. And I've seen this is not about specifically Fontaine being an asshole. It's not about that. He has been. I've seen a couple comments, but that's not what all this is about. Anyways, so my suggestions. One big thing is to ban, and when you do a ban, instead of banning the account entirely from the website, because you can't access anything on the website at all, you should just ban them from being able to comment on either that specific mod author's mod or on any comment at all. They cannot comment on anything. They can see comments, but they cannot comment on anything themselves. Now, the durations and everything, and when you want to actually implement like an actual website ban, that's entirely up to you. I suggest to do like 3 days for that. Let's say I'm going to call it a half ban, and then 7 days for the next half ban, and then a full ban for 3 days, and then either 7 or just a full ban where you're just done. The account's done. 3 strikes, you're out. But I wouldn't want to do like anything too crazy. So there's an expression, I think is what's called. The tighter the leash, the harder the pull. Right? That's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. So if you're experiencing at any toxicity in the SPT environments, the reason why is because the users are getting nothing while the mod authors are getting all the power. Now it also depends on the mod authors too. Now, like I pulled up this guy here because he's the first one in the most downloaded. So and he's not a dick. I looked at some of his comments. He seems like he's pretty chill. Unless there's some stuff I don't know about, I don't know. But he seems like he's pretty helpful. So that's good. But anyways, the reason I pulled up this guy's his mod page, and his profile here is because another thing I suggest is adding a rating system for the users. So what I would do is, and ModDB does something similar like this, but for the mods, and you can add it for the mods as well. But basically, I would do a little slider here, and one goes this way to positive, and this way to negative, and it starts off in 0. And then people can click the plus, and it adds to the positive, or people can click the minus, and it adds to the negative. It's mostly for the mod authors, like you're rating the mod author is what my goal here is, but you can also do for the mods as well. The reason why I say something like that is because it'll keep them in check. They can see how many people don't like them and how many people like them. Now, the only downside to this is that there are bots and you can make multiple accounts, so trolling can absolutely be a thing. You can't control that entirely. I don't really know how you can counteract that, but I think you should start, like, doing something. I say it's innovative. I have no idea if it's innovative or not, but just something different that could be more useful for users instead. Also, another thing I'd like to recommend. This is for mods that are incompatible with the current version of SPT because you guys don't have any old versions available, unfortunately. So what you should do is change the rules, the name of the game, the name of the game. I don't know why I said that. Change the rules. That was weird. Change the rules to where the mod authors, if they're inactive on a mod for, let's say, 30 days, and they have no intent to actually update or do anything with the mod, then a another mod author with a high rating and with quite a few mods. Oh, actually, it depends on what the moderation team sees when so a mod author can request to update that mod, right? And they submit the request on the website. Then the moderation team can see the user and they can see the user rating and the amount of mods that they have, how quickly maybe whatever, just additional details where they can decide, okay, this guy seems perfect for updating this mod. And so when they update this mod, like for example, let's say he's just done with the mod and we're already at like 6.0 or something. So somebody can request to update the mod and then they start updating it. Now it's still associated with this person. Like credit is always where credit is due. It's always Ghost Phoenix's mod, right? Always, at all times. However, let's say that the new updater has been updating the mod for such a long time, then eventually the credit goes half and half, but it never favorites one side. It's always going to be 50% the original author and then up to 50% to the new author. Okay? That's important because I understand, as somebody who's created something, I put in some work trying to fix a mod, trying to figure out some issues with a mod on Nexus. And this dude deleted everything that I did, and he gave credit to this other guy that I'm pretty sure built off my credit or built off my work. I don't know, but it pissed me off, and I messaged the guy, and he gave me like a little honorable mention, but it was still like tucked away somewhere. It kind of bothered me. But still, that bothered the hell out of me. So I understand that, and I'm not saying we should take credit away where credit is due at all. My suggestion is leave it, like, give some breathing room so that way mod users can get these old mods, like Swag Plus Donuts, for example. That should be updated to 4.0 by now. And if the mod author, and maybe he's working on it, if he's not working on it though, then that's the problem, right? If he doesn't want to work on it, then he doesn't want to work on it. That's his choice. But that's where your new rules would implement that another user, like let's say Ghost Phoenix wants to work on that one, then he would submit a request. Someone would acknowledge it and they would accept it, and then he can submit an update for it to work on 4.0. That's my suggestion, okay? But I mean, these are just spitballed ideas, These are just I'm just I don't know whatever expression I could use here. But nothing's concrete. Obviously, I'm not a web designer. I don't know. I come up with a lot of ideas because I have a lot of free time. But to summarize, I'm gonna wrap this up here. I had a shitty experience with the community, but I don't think the community is terrible. I think it was just that there was a couple of people, and with Fontaine for some reason jumping the gun and getting me banned like that. That was annoying, right? And it was very shitty, a very shitty thing to do. So didn't like that, and that's why I wanted to make this video. But I don't think that SPT is terrible. SPT is a great mod. SPT, if you don't know what that is, SPT is a mod. It's single player Tarkov. It's a mod that runs off of Escape from Tarkov. It allows you to play the game with your own server and with mods as well. And so you can play it on your own terms, right? It's a lot of fun. Really enjoy it. Highly recommend it. But I put the title as "Don't comment on SPT" because you're liable to get banned over something really stupid. Until they start changing things, I don't know. I'm sure the dev team's busy with updating the mod, but there should be a website team that's completely separate from the dev team. Anyways, I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to go ahead and end this here. Thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. I don't really have anything else to mention. So, sorry if the video, the game playing in the background, I'm sure I'm going to be doing that. It's probably completely unrelated to SPT, which is, I don't really care. But, hopefully this, I don't know, maybe this shed some light for you, or now you know about SPT and you want to give it a shot. That'd be cool. But, yeah, either way, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. So, bye.